is a Valentine story.
Ah, February. Love is in the air. Every year around this time, Americans flock to the nearest Walmart and spend their hard earned money on stuff they don't need. According to the National Retail Foundation, Americans are poised to drop a cool $19.6 billion on Valentine's Day this year. But why? Where does this holiday come from? And why do so many people celebrate it? As it turns out, the truth about Valentine's Day is far more sinister than most people realize. To find its true origins, we must go all the way back to ancient Babylon. It is here where the figure we know as Cupid emerges. The name Cupid comes from the Latin verb cupere, meaning to desire. Cupid was the son of Venus, the Roman goddess of beauty and love. Originally known as Tammuz and Ishtar, this mother and son couple are the progenitors of all pagan religions on earth today. In this ancient Babylonian writing, we can see the true identity of Tammuz revealed. Quote, "The little demons and the great demons cried aloud. Demons and their companions cried aloud. Our heroic Lord, he who was seized away, forsake us not. Tammuz, our Lord, was seized away, forsake us not." End quote. Yes, you heard that correctly. Tammuz is being referred to as the Lord of Demons. In this 1914 book entitled Tammuz and Ishtar, the author S. Langdon gives us more detail about the true identity of Tammuz. Quote, "The litanies and the theological lists refer to Tammuz by a title which occurs as frequently as any other, and which I have reserved for a separate treatment. For in this title we have evidence that this deity was connected with serpent worship. It is true that this connection is to be regarded as prehistoric and one which was forgotten in the age when our sources begin. For not only is Tammuz called the great serpent dragon, but the same title is more than once applied to the mother goddess herself. The title in Sumerian is God, a name which is regarded by the theologians apparently as the most important of all the titles of Tammuz. The name should mean the great serpent of heaven." End quote.
Valentine's Day, when flower shops and candy makers enjoy peak profit margins, and teddy bears that say, "I love you very much," are sold. But what started the trend of men getting in trouble for not lavishing the apples of their eye with materialistic shows of affection, like dyeing flora and fattening tooth-rotting confectionaries? St. Valentine's Day was an attempt by the early Catholic Church to deter the pagan fertility rituals of Roman Lupercalia by hijacking the holy day and rebranding it. Lupercalia is named for the Roman god Lupercus, who is sometimes equated with the Arcadian god Pan, a horned god, and worshipped by shepherds to ward their flocks from wolves. The name Lupercus is derived from lupus, meaning wolf, and is often associated with the she-wolf who nursed the twins Romulus and Remus. Romulus is also honored during the festival. But if you've been following my other presentations, then you may already have equated Pan with the other horned gods who brought about the caricaturization of Satan or Baphomet. So, in a roundabout sense, this is yet another satanic holiday or holy day, though the Church of Satan and related pagan cults have already celebrated a satanic magic ritual, a Black Sabbath, on February 2nd. But in all likelihood, Satanists don't pass up a chance to observe a pagan holiday, if not just laugh at all the Christians that do, aside from everyone else's ignorance. At this point, though, it's largely just a consumerist holiday meant to drive the economy and shows that the church and state still dominate people's lives, when appreciation could be shown on any given day of the year. The mystery pagan priesthoods dictate the holidays, and the populace abides. Sheeple do as they're told. I'm mainly just illustrating the connection of Lupercalia and Valentine's Day with the generic horned god of the astrological ages of Aries and Taurus that keeps coming up repeatedly in my presentations. So I'll skip detailing the sadomasochistic practices or drunken licentious revelry of Lupercalia itself, a festival not far removed from the orgiastic Saturnalia or winter solstice fertility rites.
Lupercalia gets the blood pumping in ways our other more staid traditions simply do not.
Indeed it does. Why, you yourself look a good 70 years younger, Sister Zelda. Glowing, radiant, fecund.
We should get down to business, don't you think, Your Excellency?
Welcome, one and all, to Lupercalia, the
The transition from Lupercalia to Valentine's Day happened when Emperor Claudius II executed two men, both named Valentine, on February 14th of different years in the 3rd century AD. Their martyrdom was honored by the Catholic Church with the celebration of St. Valentine's Day. Later, in the 5th century, Pope Gelasius I combined St. Valentine's Day with Lupercalia, hoping to discourage the pagan rituals. Chaucer and Shakespeare romanticized it in their work, and observing the holiday became increasingly popular in Europe and eventually America in the 19th century. By 1913, Hallmark cards began mass producing and promoting Valentine's, while candy makers capitalized on the trend and the heart symbol became synonymous with the holiday.